So
We're live.
we're live.
That's good job. Yes,
Wonderful.
we are. Good
Good
job.
afternoon, everybody. This is Ajmal Paima here with Paima Real Estate Team, and today I have the honor of having a very deeper conversation with Grace, and we're just going to go do it very organically. Nothing very fancy. Just wanted to kind of why don't I do this? Why don't I get some introduction here going before we dive in? So, Grace Simon. She is a city council at town of Newmarket. She is a speaker, a trainer, a coach at the John Maxwell team. And everybody knows John Maxwell. I mean, if somebody doesn't, then they should go and read John Maxwell's book on leadership. I love him. She's also a sales representative at the EXP Realty. She studied public speaking, communications, leadership skills at the John Maxwell team. And she's born and raised in Newmarket, Ontario. Welcome, Grace.
Thank you, AJ. Great to be on with you today.
Doing fantastic.
Thank
so
you.
You've been in real estate business for about 14 years now.
That's right.
And you've been with you were with Royal LePage for about 11 years, and you moved to EXP, about 2 years ago?
2 years ago, 2.5 years ago now, yes.
3.5 years ago. Congratulations.
2.5 years.
Oh, 2.5. Sorry, my apology.
Yeah, that's okay.
You're breaking a little bit. That's why I could understand. That's
okay.
Awesome. So what actually this more conversation is all about, to create more awareness about different brokerages, and sometimes, get to know. A lot of people ask me this question about the EXP because I moved from Keller Williams to EXP, and I wanted to maybe bring more of people like yourself who's been around for, let's say, 2.5 years, and maybe people that have just joined, in reality, just sharing the experiences as to how is life at EXP. So if you want to go ahead and just do a little introduction about yourself, and maybe we can just dive into some conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I really loved my career prior to EXP. I enjoy real estate and being with my clients. And, it was all about building your own brand, right? Your own service and who you are as a sales representative. And I really enjoyed doing that. But as the years were going, I was growing further apart from my brokerage brand and developing my own brand. And it was approaching about 11 years, and my ex-colleague had invited me to a coffee date and spoke to me about EXP. And I've had many different brokers trying to, invite me to come be a part of their brokerage. And I honestly was never really interested or engaged because, I was quite happy where I was. But the timing was really good when he had invited me out for coffee, because I was just, detaching myself from this brand that just really didn't serve me anymore. And so when he spoke about EXP,
can I interrupt right there? Apologize if I interrupt, but I want to ask you a question. When
Sure.
you were invited for that coffee date, what was going in your mind?
I don't know. I really didn't think too much about it. I really didn't think, that I was going to be interested, because again, I've been invited to other brokerage invites, and I didn't make it to coffee, but because this person was a friend of mine, and, I knew him quite well, I engaged in the conversation. I wasn't thinking about it.
You know why I asked that question?
He got my invite because I knew him. That's about it.
Yeah. The reason I asked that question is sometimes if we're talking to people that we kind of know, or even we don't know, it's just somebody that we did a deal in the past, we want to have this conversation. Immediately, the answer is no. And what's something that I always wanted to understand is, what are you saying no to? Not knowing what you're saying to yes or no. What are you saying no to, right? It's just that's exactly the reason I asked the question, because people have those limiting beliefs around that, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly it. Now that I've flipped to the other side, I go, oh, now I understand. They just were afraid, not that they're afraid of the conversation, they just didn't know what they were missing. And so once I had the conversation, I knew what I was missing out on, because it was completely different from any other conversation I had about any other brokerage. It really is not the same conversation from moving from a regular traditional brokerage to brokerage. moving to EXP is a completely different conversation altogether. So what was offered, what was described, what was talked about really opened my eyes, opened my understanding, and got me really excited for something very, very different that was near to my future.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's always about just taking the time to listen and then just say no to it if it doesn't fit your life the way you want to design your life, right? It's all about you. And at EXP, we're a strong believer of value, what's in it for them, whoever that broker or real estate or brokerage company that are joining us. We got massive brokerages moving to EXP, not only big teams, single agents, but we got brokerages moving. And obviously it's all about what's in it for you. You've got to look at it. If there's benefit and if there's value, you always wanted to say, okay, well, this is good. It's a great value for me. Awesome. So continue. Yeah, you just said you went to that coffee date and.
Yeah, so EXP encourages sales reps, sales teams to build their own brand. And so that was really attractive to me because I had been building my own brand and my own service for over the past few years prior. And so with my conversation, they said they really do encourage you to use your own brand, keep building that brand, keep building your face and what you want to do with your business, because it really is about your business. So that really, really was attractive to me, that the EXP focus was really around the agent, their teams, and what they want to create for their business, developing their business. And that was the truth of it. I could automatically attach myself to a company because they gave you the freedom to build as you like. And so their morals, their values, everything connected so well with me. And then the idea of actually earning stocks, earning different revenue streams was also attractive because, I was award-winning realtor over the years, and I was growing a growing frustration to me is why was I paying out so much money to the brokerage that was no longer serving me? I really didn't feel like I was getting anything out of that brokerage. And here EXP was offering me so much more, that as I grew my business professionally, and being successful, that I was going to get rewarded with cash and with revenue streams and stocks. And that was so amazing, so exciting. I'd never heard anything like that before. And so that's something that I just am so passionate about, sharing with other agents, that I feel like it's my duty to share with other agents. Like, I need to let you know what you're missing out on. It's like my obligation now to let you know what is out there for you to build your retirement, fund, creating more success than you could ever imagine as a realtor.
I love what you just said, because that kind of resonates with people that are like-minded and open-minded in the growth mindset. I'm not just saying this because of the fact that I'm pointing out on people that are not, in a growth mindset. They just haven't built that awareness around a lot of things. And in life, we grow, and then at a certain age, we have certain awareness, and those awareness comes with our group, core group, and our circle, and people that we surround ourselves. And what books do we read to make sure we can create those awareness and get rid of those limiting beliefs? So essentially, the purpose of me actually having you to come on the call and hearing your story, it's about your story, because you've been there for about 2.5 years. I've just joined EXP in December of 2019. It's been about 6-7 months or so. You've experienced a lot more than us, and you came at a very early stage. So essentially my intention, my purpose with this interview down here is to make sure we can create awareness, we can bring value so that people can hear the story. And it may resonate with some people, may not resonate with a lot of people. And that's fine, because you're going to have to come and do your own discovery. I always say, even though you're listening to somebody like us, we're talking about this company, you go do your due diligence and make sure that, okay, well, yeah, it's got all the benefits, it's just not for me, which is totally fine. Or sometimes you say, oh my gosh, what am I missing out? Yeah. So that's awesome. So let me ask you this question. So 2.5 years with EXP, and how many agents were in Ontario? Do you remember when you joined EXP? approximately?
Probably 50 to, yeah, probably 50 to 80 agents, maybe.
Right. And right now, the company has grown overall Canada up to how many agents?
We're 28,000 agents in total. In
Yeah.
Canada, I'm not sure how many we've
I think
hit.
we're about 1,000, right, in Canada, between BC and Ontario.
Yeah, we're growing like
Significant.
It's amazing now. Yes, significantly. This past year has exploded. Actually, the past 6 months it's exploded, which has been tremendous.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some of the benefits that you could say in terms of education, because a lot of agents are more into production. And the question comes, if I'm switching brokerages, what the other company can offer me? What do you think EXP can offer for people that want to go, grow their team massively?
The collaboration is by far so excellent. AJ, when I first began with EXP, to be able to go into the world, have live training from the top realtors in the United States and Canada has been they grow you so quickly, and they give so freely. One of our core values is collaboration, integrity, transparency, and they love to help. We love to help. And I have collaborated with more realtors in the past 2.5 years than I ever did in 11 years. Prior to, I kind of just kept with the realtors that I, at a far distance, and I didn't get to know them really that well because everybody was into their own business. But going into EXP, I've made so many friends locally, across Canada, and now internationally. And everybody, they want to help each other. We want to see each other succeed. We want to see each other grow. And that really makes the difference because, being a John Maxwell fan, he really talks about who are your people that you surround yourself with. Who are the 5 people that you spend the most time with? Well, with EXP, we are surrounding ourselves with like-minded people all the time. People that love what they do, they love people, they love to serve their community, and they love to create business and grow business. And so just being a part of that team that's not just in your local area, but abroad, you would naturally grow. You naturally change your mindset. You naturally flourish and really get consumed with the idea of, having a clear vision and really being purposeful in what you do every day.
Absolutely. I totally agree. What about the education element of this weekly basis? I know that education is the biggest part, because essentially for anybody that is coming new in the business or coming from, let's say, a low production because of the fact that they haven't built that skill set, they haven't take any mentors or coaches. What about that part of it? What about the education part of it?
Well, yeah, great question. And I thought when I first started EXP, I thought it was for more advanced realtors, but I quickly understood that it's actually the best place for people to start, because we have over 40 hours of live training on our world. Anything that you need, there are experts online, virtually, that you can go and engage with and learn, whether it's learning your CRM system, whether it's lead generating, how growing a business, or just door knocking, phone calling, how to make more transactions, whatever it is, even social media, anything you need, it is there. There's masterminds every single day, and people, again, willing to give their advice. We have a workplace chat. You can talk with your broker. You can talk with experts from all over the country and the United States, England, Australia, New Zealand, and gain insight. And so you're just learning every single day. Actually, if you're not learning, then that's your problem, because we have free access to live training. So I think really this is the best place. Why go to a traditional brokerage that is behind the times in what they're doing in real estate? You need to start in the action where things are at now, because we really are the today, and we are the future. And EXP will just set, whether you have been in the business for 10 years, but you're not happy with what you've done, come on board. If you've just gotten your license, come on board. If you're happy with your production, but you want to grow a team, come on board, because there are people, there are groups there is advocacy for you to improve whatever it is that you're looking for. And it's incredible. Honestly, it's the best place that you want to be when you're in real estate.
Absolutely. One thing that I actually found was that there's all kind of different pathways for anybody coming from different background. I'll give you an example. One of the things that, of course, some companies does is a lot of heavily marketing to go on the listing site. So a lot of times you have to come with a very massive budget to be able to market or that pocket, whatever farm area you're going to be picking up. Or some companies are maybe heavily on prospecting, perhaps, right? And then we find a different real estate model that are more into online lead generation. So let's talk about Glenn Sanford, our CEO. What was his philosophy and how agents can be benefited with the system that he brought into EXP?
Well, I know Glenn, that was his big philosophy was the online lead generating, that he had just developed a program where in line with KB Core that helps agents to grow their business quickly online. Today's business really is about online marketing. Everything is online. And so this platform that we get being on EXP with the KB Core really helps you to grow that, learn that, and develop it very, very quickly. And so for myself, even I didn't do a lot of online generating before, but it really does turn your business around very quickly.
Yeah, isn't it awesome? Because like I said, it's just the avenues are limitless. There's opportunity for anybody, because what happens is in that 60 hours training, we've got different, successful top producers that are mega agents doing massive production. They come and talk to you about how keep it simple. The analogy of KISS, right? How to keep it simple and understanding what exactly you want to do. Hey, listen, if you don't want to be a prospector, you don't like to door knock, or you don't want to cold call, hey, maybe you should explore online lead generation, right? If you can do that, maybe explore different avenues. It all depends on what you want to do.
Well, especially with COVID,
that's fantastic.
Especially with COVID, right? We can't do the traditional lead generating that we did before. So, again, EXP is where it's at, and any time of what's going on in the world, EXP's on it and moving forward. So
yeah, no, that's true. That's a great point, especially with what's going on in the world with this pandemic. That's even becoming a more challenge. How are you going to reach people? So reverse prospecting, online marketing definitely can help a lot of people to overcome those barriers. Now, I understand also that there's challenges with skill set. So we also do a lot of training and coaching and mentorship around skill set, which essentially is your conversion, how you convert a potential buyer, potential seller, your language of real estate, how do you communicate, how do you convert those individuals, how do you identify the timing qualifications. So we have a whole bunch of training on that every week to ensure that when people are coming, their communication skills, obviously yourself, how important it is. How do you communicate with those potential prospects?
Yeah, so there is they train you from A to Z. Communication is everything, and you're given really 20 seconds to communicate what you need to with your online perspective. So they really set you up for success. It's really important that when you're responding to your potential prospects, that you're quick, you're direct, and you're purposeful. Understanding their needs, their wants, and you delivering on what it is that they're looking for. That's what people expect out of professional realtors of today's age, that we have the answers, we know to give the directives, and we can give it quickly. We're in a fast-paced, innovative world, and we need to be able to be ready to respond on the dime. And so isn't any different for first responding to your prospects and knowing how to speak with them, how to relate with them, how to deliver to them. And through our systems and what EXP offers, it sets you up for success on how to do that.
Let me ask you a question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from today?
I want to be in Florida, a beach house, and coaching people around the world. I really have a passion for helping people with their mindset, growing their mindset, and also in youth leadership training. As part of my role as a city councilor, I have grown a youth leadership group that I have the great privilege of helping them to grow their leadership skills, communication, the how to lead, and to be led by your true value and true core. So in 5 years, I really want to grow my agent revenue stream, attracting agents to the most phenomenal brokerage in the world, continuing to grow my real estate company, and by 5 years to really be focused on the coaching aspect of mindset and personal development growth.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that. And the reason for me to ask you that question, Grace, is really because of the fact that we talked about networking. We talked about surrounding yourself with those 5 individuals that you want to be surrounded, and you want to basically rub shoulder with them so that you can scale up, every level of your life. And understanding that asking this question relates to this, that essentially traditional real estate brokerages, a lot of agents are into strictly buying and selling, whereas with EXP, that gives you the leverage and opportunity to think outside the box and then, carve up or curve in your true talent, like, polish the true talent and say, well, yeah, you want to sell homes. However, maybe you could be a great leader. Maybe you could be a great mentor. Maybe you could be a great coach. Maybe you could be a great speaker. Because, I know, honestly, I love real estate. I eat, breathe. I have a passion for this business from my heart. And I had this desire ever since like 14 years ago, I've been in the business. However, you come to the stage where a company or people you surround, they've got to give you that allowance and say, okay, your why could be bigger and you can grow and go to the next level because of I can support and help and mentor and coach you to get to that level. That's why I asked this question, because it's really important. A lot of people, when you have this conversation, it's a challenge for them, not thinking where they're going to see themselves in 5 years, perhaps 3 years, perhaps 10 years. So that's thank you so much for sharing that. Grace, thank you so much for hopping on the call. I know that you are a busy person. You run a business, you run a house, you're a mom, and so it's all of us. And I just appreciate the fact you came and shared your story. Maybe love to do another day, maybe in about a few months, and maybe we can share a little bit more statistic. But thank you so much for sharing your story and hopping on this call and telling us about what do you truly feel and how the EXP has been an ongoing change in your life.
Thank you so much, AJ, for the opportunity, because I love to talk about EXP. It's one of my most favorite things to talk about. So any opportunity to talk about it, I'm there. But thank you. I really do appreciate your time and the invitation. Anytime.
Oh, thank you. Have a great day. Bye for now.
You as well. Bye.
Bye-bye.